All right, so we are still in lesson 10. We didn't finish reviewing enough. I wanted to go over some of this for the word pairs. So right now we are on page 92 and we're on lesson number 3. But we're not doing a matching. I just want to look at these words and see if we could figure out what they are. Does anybody want to read these word pairs for me? Want to read the first one?
Go on, Lang.
Yeah, Lane, go for it.
Yisrael.
Yisrael. Does anybody know what that is?
The people of Israel.
People of Israel.
People of Israel. Yisrael. And the next one, jump ball. Anybody who wants to. Now I remembered what I was going to tell you about how all the kids were trying to read at the same time. That was my It's Gunny story. Because
Kavod HaMelech.
Perfect.
Nice.
Which means,
What?
what does it mean?
Oh, the king.
What? Kavod, what did you say of the king?
I just said
Glory.
the king.
The glory of the king. Yeah.
Glory.
Glory of the king or honor of the king. Yes, indeed.
Oh, but Lang is cheating.
He's looking at the answers. We're on the same page. They're on the
Well,
same
I'm not
page.
looking at the answer section.
He's looking in the book.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. It's okay. She's jealous that she's not looking.
Okay.
All right, what's the next one?
It just shows he's smarter than we are.
What's the
Just
next one is-
younger.
So if
Kavod HaShabbat.
Kvod HaShabbat, which means
The glory of the Sabbath.
Glory.
glory of
Sabbath.
Shabbat. That's right. And all right, the next one is
Habracha Shel Hayom.
Habracha.
Habracha.
Yep.
The blessing of the day.
Right. Or the blessing of today. And it's smichut form.
Oh.
Instead of doing it in 3 words, it would be actually, so the smichut of bracha is usually birkat. So it'd be birkat hayom, blessing of the day. It's not brachat, it's birkat. You may have heard of birkat hamazon. Birkat hamazon. So birkat hamazon is blessing of the meal. Hamazon is the meal. And it drives me absolutely bananas, no pun intended here, it's food, when people say, hey, you forgot to say birkat. Or worse, you forgot to say the birkat. Like, you can't say the birkat. The birkat means the blessing of. You can't say the birkat. Or if someone says agudeth, if they call the other synagogue in town agudeth or agudat, you can't say that. Agudat means the unity of or the brotherhood of. You can't say. It makes me stress.
Oh, and thank you, because I got an email from Rabbi Feigl. Is that his name?
Yes.
Feigl? Today. Yeah.
Did I do that?
Yeah, about the dough.
Oh, okay.
For the hamantash.
Oh, yeah, I did mention that. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
See, you would have liked, Rabbi, there's a church up here that I pass by every day called the church. And so I just call it the.
Yep.
And I assume that they worship the definite article and they believe that the Democrats are a
It
bunch
makes
of.
sense.
There is a place called the Temple too. By the way. There's one in Cleveland. I know that.
Oh, there you go.
There's and there's a reason for temple being the temple, but anyway, yep, it just drives me crazy. You're right. Those are those things.
I assume that they worship the definite article and they believe that the Democrats in Congress are a bunch of Ann worshipers.
And yeah, that's true. That's a good point. All right, we already decided we don't like Shabbat Shalom as a word pair, so let's.
Right.
We like it. We just don't like the choice.
The way they're translating it. So let's skip that. Let's go to the next one. Does somebody want to read it?
Brit Yisrael. Brit Yisrael.
Yep. Brit. You want to do it a resh? Brit Yisrael. Brit Yisrael is
the covenant of Israel.
Exactly. It's not anything on Israel. This one is like a tongue twister. This next one. Haor shel hayom. Haor shel hayom, which means
the light of today or the day.
Light of the day. That's right. This is a good one. Torat Chaim,
Torah
Torat Chaim u'tzedakah. Torat Chaim uveracha. Chasadim v'chaim v'chaim.
Torah of life.
That's right. Torah of life. Perfect. Torat Chaim.
One
About-
of the exercises had like a whole sentence from the prayers.
Yeah, we've got, I think that
Yeah.
a few pages later.
Is it later? I thought it.
Yep, it's here
Okay.
on page 96. Torat Chaim.
Oh, okay.
Said,
Yeah.
We're going to do
By
that.
the way,
one.
I want to tell you guys, this is a great decompression from today.
Yes, it is for me too. It is for me too. All right, so then we have this thing that is really confusing to see. It says Dor David.
David. The
That's
generation of David.
exactly. It does not look like it says David.
Nice.
It looks like it says ditto.
Yeah.
It looks like it says,
It's close.
right.
So there is the expression about dor vador, ledor vador, dor ledor. There was a long time that I was giving out as gifts for teachers. We would make business card size magnets that you print out on regular paper. You print out, you use the business card template in Word, and then you put a picture or a saying or something, and you just print a whole bunch of them out. And then they have these business card magnets with, you take off this adhesive thing and you pop it on. And so I made a magnet one year for the Jewish teachers, the Hebrew school teachers, the religious school teachers, that said, Jewish educators give door-to-door service. Generation to generation.
Love it.
Then there was one that said something like, we need Jewish educators to fill in the blanks.
Ah, good.
I had a bunch of those. And then the same year I made magnets for the teachers, because their doors were all magnetic anyway, that had their last name in Hebrew and in English. I put the English so that they have a clue which is up and down, but other than that. All right, so what is Lev Moshe?
The heart of Moses.
Exactly. Lev Moshe's heart of Moses. And we already did Yitziat Mitzrayim.
That's right.
And how would you want to translate it? I'm not looking at the English. La 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 la.
Hot.
Yitziat Mitzrayim.
Oh, this was the Exodus from Egypt.
We'd probably say the Exodus of Egypt, the going out from Egypt, the
All right.
leaving of Egypt. All right, this is a good one. The next one is Shem Avihem. It even rhymes.
Of their father. The name of their father.
That's right. Shem is name, so it's name of their father. The name of their father. How about, sounds like a treehouse. Beit Habanim.
After the workers?
Well, that would be Habonim. That's funny that you say that. Habonim is the workers, but we didn't learn that word, but that's really good, because there's this whole thing in the Torah right at the end in the middle of the Torah service. Not in the Torah, in the service, around the Torah service, where you're supposed to learn a teeny bit of Torah, and it says don't read, and so they do this pun on banim versus bonim, that this is Beit Habanim, which is the house of the sons or the children, but Beit Habonim, which would be the house of the builders. That's good. That makes more sense than the house of the kids. That sounds like a treehouse to me. Girls only. I had a conversation with the kids the other day, my 3rd and 4th grade class, and I don't remember how it came up, but we were talking about, well, do you really think that there are toys that are specifically for boys or specifically for girls? And I think that one of the kids was like, it was a girl, and she was playing with, it was an American Doll, the American Doll series. There's a Rebecca doll, bless you, which is a Jewish doll. And so this one said, I've got one, and somebody else says, oh, we have one. And then the conversation came up about whether or not there's really toys just for girls or boys. And one of the kids says, well, my brother has a truck that says no girls allowed on it. So I'm thinking that's not a girl's toy also.
Well, there's a good
Yeah,
line from The Simpsons where when Homer was a kid, the kids in his neighborhood had a no homers club, and he said, well, what about Homer Johnson? He's in there. And they said it says no homers club, we're allowed to have one. So no girls allowed. The one girl can
look what we're doing, all these grammatical cute things. Right, how about Magen Avraham?
Shield of Abraham.
Shield of Abraham, like Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah. That's the tail end in the Reform movement of the Avot paragraph. How about Dvar Torah? There's another one that they say, hey, who's giving the Dvar today? Like, don't say that.
Yeah.
Unless you say Davar, which maybe is what they're saying, but I don't think that's what they're saying.
Okay. So a word of Torah.
So it's right, or the word of Torah. So Dvar Torah is the sermon that it's an interpretation of Torah there. All right, who's Melech Mitzrayim? I know, it's Paro.
It's the Melech of Egypt.
Exactly, and his name is also Paro. What's Ahavat Chesed?
I'm studying.
So it's the love of Chesed, and a good way to translate Chesed is loving kindness. So it's the love of loving kindness. Chesed.
In Bossier City.
The city of Bossier City. It's the Department of Redundancy Department. Exactly. What is a Ben Brit?
A son of the covenant, or
what's
child?
A bat mitzvah? A daughter of the commandment. That's what bat mitzvah means. Bar mitzvah is an Aramaic word for son, bar mitzvah. But if we were speaking Hebrew, we might say ben mitzvah. But Ben Brit is a son of the covenant. How about Yom HaShabbat?
The day of the Sabbath?
Yep.
Day of the Sabbath.
Yeah. Shabbos. Shabbos. Eretz Yisrael.
Land of Israel.
Land of Israel, as opposed to Am Yisrael,
People.
which was the people of Israel, Eretz Yisrael. There's also the person Israel, the guy's name. What's Ahavat Rachamim? Ahavat Rachamim. Love of.
Love of.
What's Rachamim?
Mercy.
Mercy is a great translation for Rachamim.
Okay.
Ahavat Rachamim is love of mercy.
I love that word. I don't know. During the service, it draws me, you know?
I do. It's supposed to be a motherly, comforting word. I like that.
It is.
And then the next problem, though, is like I said, I was on a podcast today about love, and obviously the guy who was representing New Testament is talking about how many different words for love there is in New Testament, and that in English there's only one. It's just love, and in Hebrew it's mostly ahava. All right, what's em amenu? Em amenu. Actually, it would be pronounced like this: em amenu, because there's an ayin, and ayin is pronounced differently than aleph. Em amenu.
It's our whatever, our mother, our people. Okay.
It's the mother of our people.
Right. Okay. I was getting close.
Your mama.
You were.
Em Amenu is your mama. Was the mother of our whole people. Malchut Tzion.
The kingdom of Zion.
Good. So the pastor's name on my conversation today, it wasn't the imam today, he couldn't make it, but the pastor's name was spelled, his first name, I think, I don't remember what his last name was, spelled Sione.
Oh,
Sioni, which I guess is probably related to Tzion, if you ask me. Anyway. And then Torat Emet. Natan.
Torah of truth.
Torah of truth. Brit Olam.
Birth of the world?
Well, Brit isn't birth. Brit is...
Oh, Brit isn't. I'm sorry.
It looks like birth. It looks like birth. That's why.
Covenant.
Mhm.
Right letters.
covenant of the universe is really an eternal covenant, which is or a covenant of
Eternity.
forever. Yeah, of eternity. And that would be a better way of saying it. But you would say Brit Olam is usually translated as eternal covenant. Bat HaMelech,
Daughter of the king.
also known as princess. That's one of the ways of saying princess is Bat HaMelech. Just saying. Just let's get complicated here. Dvar tzedakah. Dvar tzedakah.
The word of tzedakah.
It could be word of tzedakah, or it could be word of righteousness.
Right.
Tzedakah is righteousness. That's good. That's because I was right. That's the kind of righteous I am. Always right. All right, now we had that. Translate the Hebrew into English, and I crack up when I see this one. Remember we did this the other day, and it looks like we're playing telephone operator. It was the of the, but it also looks like it's translate the Hebrew into English and then the English into Hebrew. I have friends who used to, just for fun, when their cell phones came out, they put a translating program on the phone. Now everybody's got translating programs. And they would write each other these sweet little love notes. They'd been married for a while already, but this is how sweet they were. And they would write each other sweet little love notes. And one would talk it into the phone and find out the translation, let's say into French. And then the other one would go from French to English, and it was almost never what the original thing was. And that's what this reminded me of, that you do it into English and then take the English and turn it into Hebrew, and it will never wind out the same thing.
So a couple of years ago, I bought a transformer from Japan, a transformer toy from Japan, and transformer. Right? Yeah. Well, and the one of the slogans is "More than meets the eye."
More than meets the eye.
And so because it had been translated into Japanese, More Than Meets the Eye had been translated into Japanese and then back into English as The Truth Who the Eyes Met Before.
That's more than, that's good. I like that. Oy. All right. So what I wanted to do was Dear Abby. Did you all read the Dear Abby yet?
I didn't read Dear Abby.
Good. I want to read Dear Abby.
I did read the first two words.
She was a nice Jewish lady.
I love those.
The Dear Abby part, this one? And they translate the following letter response. And Acher is another one. So, Ani em tova. Pretend this is my voice reading this. I haven't read it yet, so I hope it's not me. But Ani em tova. What does that mean?
I am a good mother.
I am a good mother, right? Ani osa chesed livni. Ani osa.
Osa, making.
Make or do.
Chesed, I am making kindness.
Livni.
To wait a minute. To my heart.
No, I see where you went there, but it's le bani.
Bani.
Livni.
Oh, to my son.
Right. So I think that probably a better translation. So osa is make or do. So I think you want to say, I do loving kindness things for my son. I do loving kindness to my son, or I make loving kindness to for my son.
Okay.
Ani notenet ahava udevarim rabim livni. Ani notenet ahava.
No change. Giving.
I give
him.
Love. Or I guess we're supposed to, it's a participle form. We're supposed to say, I am giving love.
Yeah.
I give love. I'm giving love. Udevarim rabim livni.
And many.
Devarim, many things.
Many things for
Livni.
him.
For
Yeah.
my son. Ani notenet chayim tovim livni.
Give him a good life.
I'm giving a good life to my son. Be'emet ani em tova. Really, I'm a good mom. Who is she convincing here? Uma hu oseh? Uma hu oseh?
What am I doing?
Nope. Hu oseh?
No.
Uma hu oseh?
What does he do?
And what does he do? And what does he do? Hu holech el habatim shel habanot. Oh, this is the other part. Hu holech
goes to
habatim shel habanot.
The friends, the houses of his
of the girls, the
boys,
daughters, of the girls.
the daughters.
He goes to girls' houses.
He goes to his house.
ביום אחד הוא הולך אל בית לאה. ביום אחד,
The Yom today and
no, ביום אחד, just on one day. On one day,
Oh,
ביום אחד,
on
one day, הוא הולך,
he went
he is
Oh.
going. It's everything's in the present tense, so he is going.
going
So one day he's
Leah.
going.
One day he's going to Beit Leah, to house of Leah.
to the
ביום
house.
אחר, ביום אחר, on another day, הוא הולך אל בית שרה.
Oh,
another day he goes
another
to the house
day
of
he's going
Sarah.
to Sarah's house.
Right.
So one day he goes.
Uh-huh. אין בבני אהבת ביתו. אין בבני אהבת ביתו.
He's not. But wait. With
There isn't in my son love in his house.
oh, how sad.
Thank you. אין אהבת אמו הטובה בלבו. אין אהבת אמו. There is no love of his mother. הטובה, the good mother, his good mother, belibo, in his heart.
Oh, is she a good Jewish mother?
Thank you. מה טוב לבני ביציאה מביתנו. מה טוב לבני
What's
ביציאה
good
מביתנו. What's good לבני for my
to
son.
my son
ביציאת מביתנו.
in going out
מביתנו, from my house.
from my house,
That's
from
my son about
our
leaving,
house,
leaving our
from
house.
our house.
That's right. אין
Okay.
כבוד אימהות בדור בני. אין כבוד אימהות.
He's not seeing the glory of his mother.
He's saying there's no glory of mothers in the generation of my son. Labrit. So, אין כבוד אימהות. There's no glory of mothers בדור בני, in the generation of my son. היום אין דבר רחמים בליבי. היום, today,
Today.
אין
Is
דבר
not.
רחמים. There's not a thing of mercy, belibi, in my heart, or a word of mercy in my heart. Bishalom.
In peace.
In peace.
Actually, you're not supposed to say
A
bishalom.
good mother.
Yeah, the good mother. She signs it good mother. But you're not supposed to say bishalom. Bishalom is reserved for saying, it's reserved for connections to death. You're supposed to say lishalom, for peace. Like you should go for peace and not in peace. It wound up being an idiom that they've stopped using.
Isn't that how Helene used to sign her message?
So I've had to correct all of the other people who writes the things. It's not. I mean, you do it with all good intentions. If you wanted to say with love, which is a common way of signing things, you would say be'ahava. You know, there are other things that you could say, and you would always say but not that. So then she writes em tova. That's who she's addressing it to. Good mother. Benech ben tov. Benech ben tov.
Your son
Ben
is
tov.
is a good son.
He's a good son. Hayom hu beveti.
Today he is in his is in
What's beti?
Beiti,
If it ends in e.
Dang is.
my house.
Yep, he's a good son today. He's in my house.
Oh, dang.
That's good.
Okay.
So it's possible that even these old people are not Sarah and Leah. Maybe there were like all these old ladies that he's taking care of more than he's taking care of his mom. Good punchline. We gave everybody a good laugh that time. That was good.
That's
All right, we did do this, and then we were working on that. I don't remember if we did Baruch Kavod Adonai Mim Komo. This is from the Kedusha, from the sanctification prayer in the morning. Baruch Kavod Adonai Mim Komo. So it's praised is the glory of God from His place.
That was a good joke. That was good.
You like that one?
Yeah.
That story, the Abby story? All right. Torat Chaim v'ahavat chesed. Utztaka, uvracha, verachamim, v'chaim, v'shalom. We should sing more of the Sim Shalom. We should open up Sim Shalom and you should hear that
Yeah.
one. That's a good song. Torat Chaim.
Torah Chaim.
Mom,
The
do this.
Torah of life.
Okay, good. And what's Ahavat Chesed? We already had all these up there already. Ahavat Chesed.
And the love of loving kindness.
Thank you. Utzdaka.
And
With
righteousness.
righteousness.
Uvaracha.
And glory.
Nope, baracha.
And blessing.
Blessing. Verachamim.
And glory.
Or actually we like,
Or
what was it, a better translation for rachamim?
righteousness.
No, that's tzedakah.
No. Okay.
Glory is kavod, and tzedakah is righteousness. And what's rachamim? You got this one, Roberta.
I
You said you love this
know.
word.
I
We
love
just had
that
it. No, that's from
word.
last
just
week.
had
The
it. We
Rachmanis.
Yeah, we
Rachmanis
talked
is from
about
last week.
Rachamim. We talked about it. What's
I love
rachamim?
it.
And it comes from, I told you it's connected to the word rechem, which is a mother's womb. What trait does God get that reminds us of a mother's womb?
Warmth and love.
Yeah, but there's a better word. It starts with an M, ends with
Mercy.
Thank you, mercy. That's the translation we usually use. Verachamim. Thank you.
I know.
So where are we going now? It says Torah Chaim, love of Torah, and love of loving kindness, and righteousness, and blessing, and mercy.
And mercy.
V'chaim. And what's v'chaim?
And living or
And just life. And just life. We already had Torah
Life.
Chaim, life. And life
And-
is shalom.
And peace.
of peace.
And peace.
Love
And peace.
and peace.
That's a good one,
Yes.
isn't it? So
That is.
Tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael amecha barcheinu avinu kulanu kechad be'or panecha ki ve'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu. And so it says, because God
Sim.
there's a lot of Sim Shalom melodies, which we need to find that because you know all of the words to this one now. Do you want to find it? Should I find it for you? Let's do this. Let's see how long it takes my Kindle to boot up,
Sure.
and we'll find the
Oh,
word.
you want me to find it in the prayer book?
If you have a Sim Shalom there, I'm booting it up so I could show
I'm
it to
sure I
everybody.
do. And I think I even have it on a list,
Sim
what
Shalom is
page it would be on.
Sim Shalom. Okay, we're in Torah. I have to, I'm on the wrong screen. We're going to go to Mishkan Tefillah. And then I'm going to put it, whoa. Okay, here comes Mishkan Tefillah right here. And we're going to open this up and I'm going to look it up. Let's see if we can look it up under Sim Shalom, maybe. Sim Shalom Tova Uveracha. Wait, whoop, stands up straight for blessing peace. This one, page 216.
Oh, look at that.
There it is. All right, so page 216, and then I have to get rid of that, and then I have to get rid of this. and
Okay.
Here it is, page 216. Ugh, this one has a transliteration on it. Boo. What did I just do? 216.
In the prayer book? Oh, yeah, it does. I was going to say it doesn't in the prayer book, but I just didn't look over there.
Is this the book with the
Yeah,
Yeah.
transliteration?
the version that they do on Kindle has the transliteration on it.
Oh, okay.
So that's one
The
of
new book, the big blue, the new blue one has transliteration for everything.
No, so you have a choice.
there's
You can buy the version that has 0 transliteration or 100% transliteration, but you can't have both. So when I show it to the students, they are not allowed to see the version with the transliteration. But where's my? There's a thing that lets me blah blah blah. Okay, 400%. Oh. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to let me move on this. The clunkiness of this program is ridiculous. Okay, a little bit, but you can't see.
What about that blue line?
I'm going to try. Watch what happens with the blue line. It takes me to another page.
Oh, wow. Well, what about the arrows down at the bottom?
Oh wait, I got it. Now I have to go back to 216. La 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 la.
I'm pointing to the screen as though you can see
Yep,
what I'm pointing.
I kept doing that. You know, this week I decided to do this thing where
Not that.
I know the gray one. This week I decided, and 400 is as big as it's going to go. So pretend you can't see that side of the screen. It's okay. Sim Shalom means lasim is to make or to put peace. Tova, what's tova?
Good.
Goodness. Uvracha,
And mercy.
and blessing.
Blessing,
Right?
blessing.
Chen.
They.
Chen is grace.
Oh, grace.
Right? Vachesed,
Kindness.
and loving kindness. Virachamim.
And
Thank you
mercy.
very much.
Mercy. There's mercy.
Aleinu. This is from last lesson. Aleinu is,
Are
what's al?
on
Yep,
our
upon us.
us.
So it says, put peace, goodness,
Oh,
blessing, grace, loving kindness, and mercy upon us. Ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
And
Ve'al
all
all
of
of
Israel
amecha,
people.
your people. And on all of Israel, your people. And I want you to notice in this book, they have the Kamatz Katan is boldly different than the Kamatz. So you know that it's
Yeah.
all. That's the end of the first sentence. You got it? Sim Shalom. Put
Yay.
peace, goodness, and blessing, grace, loving kindness, and mercy upon us and on all of Israel, your people. Okay? Barchenu. Can you guess what Barchenu is without cheating and looking in your book? No, just kidding.
Bless
Barchenu means bless
Our-
us. Bless
our
us.
blessing.
So bless us.
Bless-
So barech is to bless, and the new ending is us. Bless us. Yotzreinu. Ha! They changed it. It was Barcheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad, and they changed it to Yotzreinu as if it's less masculine, because Avinu was our father, and they changed it to Yotzreinu, which is our former, the one who forms us or creates us. So it's still masculine. They're not making it any less masculine just because it's not your father. It's still your creator, and it's still a masculine word. It doesn't help. Barcheinu Yotzreinu Kulanu. What's call? Do you remember?
Oh,
All is all. Right. Call is all. So kulanu means all of us. Ka echad. Ka is like or as. Echad.
One.
Right. Like one. Be'or panecha. What's be'or?
Our
the
light.
light
In the light.
of the
Panecha.
face.
Of your face. In the light of your face. Ki ve'or panecha. Because in the light of your face, natata lanu. Natan is to give. So it says you gave lanu. What's lanu? It's a la plus nu.
Our.
So yeah, it's to us.
To us.
Yep, it's to us. It's because in the light
to
of
us.
because in the light of your
yeah.
face, you gave
For us.
natata lanu. You gave to us Adonai Eloheinu, which is comma Adonai our God. Here it comes. This is the string. Torat Chaim,
The Torah of life
the Ahavat Chesed,
and love and
and love of loving kindness,
of loving kindness
Utzedakah,
with
And
With-
righteousness.
and righteousness, Uveracha,
righteousness.
And
and blessing, Verachamim,
See, yeah,
mercy.
and mercy,
Vechaim,
life
and life.
and life
Lechaim,
of peace.
Vishalom,
And
and
life,
peace, and peace. And then it's going to say, Vitov,
And
and
good.
good
Ba'enecha, in your eyes,
okay.
Livarech, to bless. Who? What are we going to bless? Et Amcha Yisrael. To bless
The people of
people of
Israel.
but it's your people, Israel.
Oh, your people, Israel.
Bechol eight, which means, and every eight is one of the words for time, as in instance or time or a moment. Uvechol
In all
sha'ah,
time.
and at every
life?
and at every sha'ah, you know what sha'ah is?
Is that the year? No.
Close. That's shana, but it's actually
Yeah.
related to it's also a time related thing. If I wanted to ask you, Maha sha'a achshav, Maha sha'a achshav,
Time.
what time?
Yeah.
So sha'a is the hour. B'chol sha'a. So it says in every time and every hour, bishlomecha,
In
peace.
in your
in
peace.
your
But-
peace.
in your peace, or with
Yeah.
your peace. And Shabbat Shiva, we'd end it like this, but we're going to say, Baruch atah Adonai, praised are you Adonai. Hamivarech, which means the one who blesses. The Mivarech is one who blesses. Et Amo Yisrael, What does he bless?
Your people,
And
Israel.
his people Israel.
His
Shalom.
people is
Shalom.
With peace.
with
Right.
peace.
So there's two different peace blessings. They come at the end of the Amidah. In the morning you'd say Sim Shalom. In the afternoon or the evening you'd say Shalom Rav. So it goes like this. What melody do we know the best about Sim Shalom? Other than the La La one we do every Saturday morning. So this one.
Sim.
Yeah, that's the La La one. But this is Sim Shalom Tova Uveracha Chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael amecha Barcheinu. This one says Yotzreinu instead of Avinu. Barcheinu Yotzreinu kulanu ke'echad be'or panecha ki ve'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu. Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova uveracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, Torat chayim ve'ahavat chesed, ve'ahavat chesed, Utzedaka uveracha ve'rachamim ve'chayim, ve'chayim ve'shalom, Sim Shalom, Sim Shalom, Tova uveracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. We did Torat Chaim v'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol et u'v'chol sha'a Bishlomecha. We could either end it there or keep going. Sim Shalom Tova uveracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. We know almost all of that. And then this is not part of the blessing. It's not part of that melody. You have to come out of it and then start singing that. Oh my gosh. May we never become complacent, faltering in our... That's not what it says.
Man, that is man, even California would be ashamed of that.
No, they would love this one. What can I say? So we
Is
are...
it anywhere close to it? Kind
No.
of. All right, keep going.
That's not bad. I mean, it's something, it's in the theme.
I can't find one word that's the same.
That's true. It's none of those words, but it's in the ballpark.
It's kind of like it's the back of a book
Essence.
compared to the book.
The book, that's true. Or the Facebook picture compared to the person.
Right.
Something like that.
Yes, well, that's the good one because mine is my newborn baby picture, so it's a version of me.
I had my high school picture forever until this year when I put a mask on because we were supposed to wear masks. So my Facebook page was my high school picture, and now it's anyway. That was really cool. We knew like 99.9% of those words.
Roberta, I am so impressed.
Yeah.
Right?
You knocked me out.
Roberta is our rock star.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's funny because, like, sometimes I look at the things and I still have to, letter by letter, figure out what the word is and then the conjunction of it. But it surprises me too.
That
Because
was great.
I look at it and I think, I don't know any of this. What are all these letters doing here? And then when I stop and I really concentrate, then I can figure out kind of what they are.
That you knew what all of that was.
Fantastic.
Well,
I'm
you're
not
getting right.
remembering as well as I did. And this week, I don't know where I was. Oh, on that learning, my Jewish learning,
Yes.
they had a paper that was 50 words
Like-
in prayers.
Yep, the Jewish lexicon.
And and we know most of them.
And you do. Well, that's the beauty of
Yeah.
it. The textbooks we use is, excuse me, they pick the vocabulary that's the most frequent. So the
Right.
book one, they pick the most frequent words in the prayer book first, and then the Torah ones, the biblical Hebrew, they pick the ones that come at least 500 times, that appear at least 500 times in the Torah.
See, and you guys have gotten me so into words and the meaning of words that today I was thinking, oh, you know how you have sister-in-laws?
Nope.
And I was thinking, what would the word be for Patty? I can't refer to Patty. She's not my sister-in-law. She's my wife-in-law because she's married Stuart after I did.
That's good. And you know what? They have those things. But I was going to say it's not sisters. It's not sister-in-laws. It's sisters-in-law. That's the plural, believe it or not. And you'll know that when you get to more of the smichut, it's because it's the same thing in Hebrew. But that's a good point.
Attorneys general.
Yep, attorneys general, and there's all kinds of things like that. And it's a similar thing when we'll get to the plurals of possessed words. So possibly, if I remember, I'm going to put this at the beginning of chapter 11 to remind me that we have to do chapter 11 next. By next time, we'll do chapter 11, reminding you no class next Wednesday.
Next week.
And
Okay.
And then after next week, we are right before Purim. Maybe we'll diverge and do some Purim stuff. I don't know, but digress, move away. I'm going to, but then we're moving perilously close. After Purim, we're perilously close to Passover. That's the beginning of the month where you have to eat up all your chametz from the whole house. It's really bad.
wonderful.
And I bought